Okay, ready to go. Today I'm streaming from a open space and it's gonna be a bit different. So I hope you guys bear with me. Let's just have a look on what's commonly playing out on the market and perhaps what could potentially happening in the following week. Not much has happened. However, it's time to analyze and think about what can we do in the following week. None of this content is a financial advice. As always, you must do your own market research. However, when it comes to the current world scenario, it's looking pretty bloody, and I don't see much hopes. Even if some people are bullish, I think we might retest a low level. Okay, so for now, let's go straight to the Bitcoin price. I believe we are going to hit the point I mentioned before around 62,000. We almost hit it. And the next opportunity I'm looking at, let me show you. Arrow would be easier. A arrow. So imagine that is the current scene I'm watching for next. So this level out here is very important. In my opinion, we need to hold around this level to pump again. So this is the fourth scenario I'll be looking at, and I will also tell you the next scenario. So the first scenario I'm looking at, it's this one because 70,000, it's a very important level to watch for. But I am not doing anything really. I've been waiting for the entire week to take my next decision and still pretty much at the same momentum. However, I'm looking forward to this opportunity, but something could happen also, right? We could just retest and go a lot lower. If we pull out the weekly, and here is the thing, when it comes to trading, you always want to look in all sides, okay? The weekly, if we don't hold here, and if we keep claiming like that, I believe we're going to go all the way down to 29,000, 30,000 USD. Besides the emotion, besides the sentiment, that's the previous rally. So the market has memory. And if you look here, what happened before, it corrected. And here, it could be another correction. So this next week will be a massive for all of us. It's a confirmation whether if we're going to go a lot lower or if we're going to go back and reclaim. And if you really look into the current US market and the current watch, it's quite likely to go low actually. But again, when it comes to trading, when it comes to taking a decision, we always want to wait on the TA to tell us what to do because the news is not predictable as the TA is predictable. And everybody sees something different. But from the moment that we got rejected from a double top, in my opinion, in my understanding, in my way of seeing trading, it's going down. Okay. However, I still need to wait on the confirmation because even if you're shorting or if you're buying, you want to wait always on the best scenario to take your next step. However, oil, let's have a look on oil. Oil got rejected also, and as I mentioned before here, we are expecting another correction. And again, why I'm following oil, because the entire world right now has to understand what's the current scenario. Oil, it's telling everything. So right now, oil is set to go lower. It's set to have a correction at $80. What's going to happen? We don't know from 80. But from the TA side, on my understanding, I do believe we are going to face 80. And from that can be a great news for the world, or it can be a bad news. However, today they just said again the war is escalating. And as I mentioned before, guys, every single weekend they say that the war is escalating. Every single Monday, it's a great news on the market. So you take whatever you want to take from that, but if you learn how to play with those things, you can make some profit, right? So every weekend, it's a bad news. Every US opening, it's a good news. So let's have a look on gold just to wipe off, and that's gonna be a lot quicker than I always do because I'm also on a public space. I just want to give you a quick Sunday update. And you got to have a lot of passion when it comes to trading. It's extremely boring, and yeah, sometimes it's not much to do, only analyzing, unless if you are able to burn capital, unless if you are able to play more and lose whatever. um, Coming back to the gold is in a decline for a long time, right? If you see here, we have a clear falling triangle, which is potentially a breakout. But the question is when, really. So on a daily, gold haven't break even yet. However, it can be this week, can be next week, but I don't know. We have to wait to see. But it's been on a downtrend for quite some time. And if you go to the 4 hourly time frame, which is also the most accurate one, you see that it's in a very, 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 very important support level. If you pull up here, all the way from the beginning, this is a major, major support to be respected. However, if gold doesn't respect the support, it can be a lot lower. So, gold going down, oil going down, US market going down, Bitcoin also going down. So, sometimes the crypto market was not very correlated, but these days it's being very correlated to everything that happened in 2026, and we've got to learn how to play with the trend. So sometimes I know people are always on a buying side, and they that will tell you buy, buy, buy all the time. Let me just adjust it. I'll just adjust it to finish. So majority of people, they always look into trading only on the buying side. Meme coins, and I see that loads of people keep promoting memes. That's gonna pump, this is gonna do that. But realistically, we are going through a global crisis, and unfortunately, we might see a all-time low in the entire market. However, if we don't see this year, we might see in the upcoming year, because one thing is true: these cannot maintain forever. And we will face a really, really huge drop, not only in crypto, not only in oil, not only in gold. It's legit. It's gonna happen. AI, everything. If the Strait of Hormuz remain closed until the end of this year, that means everything, all the inflation will be skyrocketing. Everything you buy in the supermarket, everything you eat outside, the cost will only go up because there is no oil, whatever they want to create and present to society. It doesn't matter. But one thing is true: you need oil to move things around the world. And if that point, this very, very tiny important point, keeps closed, the entire world will feel it. And you can only take from your own opinion and your own perspective. And I always encourage you to learn how to do your own research. However, it's legit, it's very clear in my understanding that this is going to go down really a lot. But I still wait on the confirmation. And if we don't see a catastrophe this year, we will see definitely soon, right? Might be in 24 months, 12 months, because it's true. We are having a global crisis, and the market hasn't felt that heavy yet, but it cannot maintain like that. We don't really know exactly when, and I wish I had a crystal ball, but it will happen, right? Sooner or later. Learn that, know how to play on the right side, know how to wait, and I'll see you soon on the next video. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.